and you've been talking about hope for years. You said that hope is helping other people excel.
Yeah, correct.
You said that hope is having only positive expectations.
Correct.
And now you're telling us that hope is not enough.
Yes, sir.
Man, what gives? Tell me what's going on.
Well, what I realized when a lot of people have hope, you think that just because you're hoping, and you can really hope. Hope is defined and described as a feeling of expectation that something good is about to happen.
Okay.
So you can have that, but if you don't put any work, if you don't put any faith, I call it the 5 C's.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have clarity, which is vision. You gotta have confidence, which is belief. You gotta have courage, which is faith. Then you gotta have commitment, which is the discipline and motivation. And then you gotta have you can really make a living off of this? And the day
So you developed the motto, if I don't work, if I don't speak, I don't eat. Got it.
And I realized out of all of that the day that they turned our lights off was on a Friday afternoon. We live in 405 South Chestnut Street, never forget. The lights are turned off. I get home, flick the lights on, I call my wife, hey, the light's not on. Take the girls to the park, let me see what's going on. I go down to the utility department. They're like, hey, yeah, you didn't pay the bill. Hey, I got the money now. It's too late, they already turned them off. So because the house was in my wife's and her brother's name, I had to go get the kids while her and her brother go and get and then I had to pay a $200 reconnecting fee, all of that. And so we get home, man, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, all this passion, all this purpose, all of this potential, but they don't accept it at the utility department. Welcome to another episode of Hope Is Not Enough. My name is Mansfield Key III, known to most as OP Key, and today, we have a phenomenal episode for you.
Wait, Mr. Key, wait, look, gloves off. Now let's do something different, man. Let's do it.
Okay, well, what do you got? You direct this show. What do you mean?
Man, pretty much, listen, I've been very fortunate to direct this show, whatever, and you are the executive producer, and people know that you're the great speaker all over the world, but I got some questions for you.
Okay.
There's some questions I think that everybody wants to
take
really
a shot.
know.
Take a shot.
Now,
just don't ask me about Social Security number.
I might do that later. But listen, man, so we're looking here, and you've been talking about hope for years. You said that hope is helping other people excel.
Yeah, correct.
You said that hope is having only positive expectations.
Correct.
And now you're telling us that hope is not enough.
Yes, sir.
Man, what gives? Tell me what's going on.
Well, what I realized when a lot of people have hope, you think that just because you're hoping, and you can really hope. Hope is defined and described as a feeling of expectation that something good is about to happen.
Okay.
So you can have that, but if you don't put any work, if you don't put any faith, I call it the 5 C's. Mm-hmm. You gotta have clarity, which is vision. You gotta have confidence, which is belief. You gotta have courage, which is faith. Then you gotta have commitment, which is the discipline and motivation. And then you got to have consistency.
Wait. Now, you said that like a professional motivational speaker that speaks all over the world.
I'm just giving you the tools.
I read your background. It said you've been to Africa, said you've been to Europe, said you've been to Timbuktu, man, to Nantucket. You've been all over the place. You come from a small town in Alabama, man.
Yes, sir.
You come from the side of town in Alabama that a lot of people don't, motivational speaker, what is that? Where did that come from?
Never thought in a million years I would be doing what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. I wanted to be a rapper.
A rapper.
I wanted to be a rapper, man.
Like Tupac.
I wanted to be the next Tupac or Biggie. That was my dream. True story. Huh. We're at this school called Northwest Shoals Community College.
Okay.
We got this program, we got this CD, we got these songs, and we're getting ready to do this show. Uh-huh. Well, it was back in the days when the CD would spin around, you put it in the box and it spins around.
You're aging yourself
and you
now.
put the mic up to it.
Right.
I go and tell the guy, I say, hey, listen, the CD is a burnt CD, meaning it's homemade. It may not come.
It's illegal, basically.
You got the writing with the.
Cut that. Yeah, go ahead.
So you got the writing on it, each one teach one on it.
Okay.
And so I tell the guy, I say, it may not come right on. It may spin a few times, but I'm going to get up and talk a little bit, and then we'll do the song. I said, now when we finish that song, it may do that for the next one, but don't worry, I just talk. I get up and I'm talking. It took a while. The song came on. We did the song. That song went off, and then it like a 2 or 3 minute pause. So instead of standing up there looking crazy, I just started talking. And then another song came on, and I started talking before the next one. When we got done, the guy said, hey, man, this group is phenomenal, man. They don't just do music. They do speaking as well. You ought to call them to your church. Everybody thinking that I'm a speaker at the time. I was just talking so we wouldn't look crazy in between the songs.
Wait a minute.
True story.
No. You're telling me you became an international motivational speaker on accident.
That's how I started, man.
You're telling me because a disc did not work.
The music didn't come on.
Now
man.
You're in Africa.
Now I travel it. Now,
are you serious?
Now I don't know if I was that good of a speaker or that bad of a rapper. Because they start calling me saying like, hey, you don't have to do many songs. We just want you to tell some of those stories.
So people started requesting you to do less rapping.
To do less rapping. Right. I don't know.
Wait a minute. They wanted you to come to church? Was this like a gospel Christian rap group or something?
We were in between.
Oh, okay.
One day
So at night you were in the club, but on Sunday morning you guys were rapping.
Yeah, we were kind of in between. We had a positive side and a negative side.
Okay.
Depending on which song on the CD you
got it. So back in the days there was a side A and a side B.
Side
A was all heavenly. Side B was
Jesus, and then side B was
a little bit different. We love Jesus, we just ain't met him yet.
Right. And we was on that, yeah. So we had two sides. And a lot of people watching us probably got two sides.
You got to help me with this. Okay, so what most people don't realize is you're just a normal, regular guy, man. You worked at a plant once upon a time, and you drove a forklift in Atlanta, Georgia.
I was a really good
Did you have kids at the time?
No kids.
So it was you and your wife, and you worked a job on the
working
docks?
every day. Yeah, I'm loading. I'm a forklift operator. I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do.
Well, you got to tell me this. How did you become? Okay, so a forklift itself is a machine that picks stuff up and carries it somewhere else. Right. How did you translate from a machine that picks stuff up to now you are a motivational speaker that motivates people and picks them up?
Funny. While I was driving the forklift, they used to call me Positive Pete.
Oh, come on, man.
Because I used to be, I got them loads, baby, let's go. I was still hyped. I just didn't know what to say. I always say there's two types of people. One who want to say something, the other one who has something to say. So I just wanted to say something there. I ain't have much to say. But man, we had an encounter. It's New Year's Eve. My wife wanted to go to church.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, we'll go to church. We go to church about 7 p.m. I'm thinking that we're going to church. We get out probably 9 or 10. We get to church, it's packed. So the church is packed out. So I'm sitting there looking like, okay, this will work for 2 hours. And then my wife says, no. This is New Year's Eve. We're going to be in church until 1. I said, oh, no.
So 5 hours.
5 hours.
Okay. And this is a large church or a small church?
Huge church.
Oh, my goodness.
And I said,
you're like, they won't notice if I leave.
Yeah, I said, you know what? If you want to stay, you can stay. I will come back and pick you up.
Okay. Real quick. Wait. So the motivational speaker that loves everybody and treats people right all over the world left his wife at church on New Year's Eve. Just want to put that down. That there is a story that he's not always been the most perfect motivational speaker. So you left your wife at church on New Year's Eve, man.
So she says, I might as well go home with you. So she's mad. We're in the car. We're going home. We get home. She goes upstairs. I'm downstairs. I had me a little Hennessy because, I'm in between.
Let me translate.
Hennessy and
liquor. He had liquor.
Had a little drink and a funny cigarette. I'll just say that.
Oh, funny cigarette. Got it.
And so I'm downstairs and I go outside and do my little. I come back in and I'm watching the TV. She's upstairs mad, and I'm flipping the TV channel. And this guy popped, consider your ways. Hey, I know you're locked in, and I know you don't need the interruptions, but just do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button real quick so we can build up subscribers and keep bringing you content like this. Peace. You in that house? And I changed the channel real quick because I wanted to see the peach drop or the big apple drop, and I changed the channel. And I'm still sitting there watching it, and it's still in the back of my head, so I changed back. And he said, you in that house? You're by yourself. It's just you and your wife. And I'm looking around like, man, is this on everybody? I'm tripping. I'm like, is this real or is this? Come to find out it was real. So I pour my liquor out, put my funny cigarettes out. I go upstairs an hour or so later, tell my wife, hey, I watched this guy on TV and I want to go to church tomorrow. Now, it's already, I'm saying tomorrow, today, so it's already past 1 o'clock. And it was a Saturday night. And so she said, okay. The guy's church was in Atlanta, Georgia. We go to the church that morning, it's pouring down raining. Traffic is thick. I said, you know what? I changed my mind. I said, I gotta walk 2 blocks? Oh no, Jesus gotta be in there for me to do that. So I said, no, I'm not going. So we go back home. So she mad again. Because this is not her church. Her church was the one we went to that. So she goes to work the next morning and tells her friend and said, hey, I don't know what happened to my husband, but he was watching some dude on TV last night over the weekend and he wanted to go to his church. And she said, oh, that's my pastor. That's why I go to church. And da-da-da. Long story short, she said, just come to my house. You all can ride with me. We go to her house the next Sunday. We're in service. True story, man. I can't make this up. We had the Each One Teach One. So we got the music, spirit
so
side.
So Each One Teach One was the group that you were in.
Real time. So I just did the event where I'm talking in between the song. That just happened. That just happened a few months prior.
Wow.
This is New Year's Eve. We're going into the new year. I'm trying to promote the CD. And he says, I mean, it's almost like I'm looking at the camera. He said, hey, you're trying to get a record deal. And God told me to tell you that you're supposed to own the record label. I'm like, okay, I'll perk up. He said, you said to yourself, I would join the church, but it's no real in the church. Now, I can't say what I said. You heard what I said. I said, but he said it. I just said it in my head. Man, these dudes look at these dudes up in the church, man. They look soft. This is how I'm thinking. He actually said what I was thinking. Wow. He said, you said you would join, but you don't see no real people in the church. I said that. And I just said that. He said, but God told me to tell you, the reason the real people are not in the church is because he's waiting on you because you're going to draw them. And he said, your vision is too small. Man, I'm sitting there, and he said, if I'm talking to you, I want you to stand up. Now, my wife is right here. Her friend is right here. I forget, it's a lot of people in this church. And man, I stood up. I didn't realize I'm the only one standing up.
Thousands of people, right?
Looking, he said, I go out front, man, I'm nervous. It's like I'm in the zone, like what?
Wow.
And man, from that day to this day, my life hadn't been the same, man. I realized then that I had a deeper purpose than just doing music. I had a deeper purpose than just talking a lot but not saying anything. And so at that point, man, I started going to evangelism classes and talking about, man, how can I help other people, you know, get closer to God? And that was the journey, man. I wanted to be a preacher.
My question to you, man, is a very serious one. That night that you were watching TV and you poured that liquor out, and did you think for 1 second, man, you know, what's in this funny cigarette that I'm smoking? What are you, like what? This guy just said what I thought in my mind.
Listen,
come on, man.
2 times.
Twice.
The night on the screen, he said, "You in that house, you by yourself?" I'm looking around like, and then he come back and say, "Yeah, man."
Unbelievable.
He was the guy, and a lot of people, have what they have to say about that. But it was a bishop in Atlanta named Eddie Long, man.
Wow.
Bishop Eddie Long.
Who's no longer with us.
Who's no longer with us.
And it shows the impact that one person's word can have on a person's life.
That night changed my life. If I hadn't saw him that night, you wouldn't see me right now.
Absolutely. Wow. So Pete Key, as we know him, the motivational speaker, almost didn't happen.
No, it would not have happened.
Now you had hope. You were very positive, Pete,
hope.
right?
Yes, positive.
But it wasn't enough. So at what point did you have the vision, man, I may be able to speak, like this? At what point did you get that vision?
So I would travel and I would do all of these, kind of crazy. They called them crazy, but now I realized it was just me being different. So I'm at this conference and they had all these speakers, guys bending the plates, when they get the skillets.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And then they had another guy who was real motivational. They had all these people. Well, I, in my mind, I was doing a skit. So instead of me just getting up and saying, "Hey, today I want to talk to you about making good decisions," I was like, "Well, were you when I needed you the most? When everybody else's dad was at the game and you were never there, you were supposed to..." And I'm doing this whole monologue around my dad not being in my life.
What's the name of the character?
It was named Ray Ray. His name was Ray Ray.
Ray.
So I just make up this character named Ray Ray.
The most stereotypical name you could pick out of all the, his name was Ray Ray.
His name was Ray Ray. And Ray Ray and this character began to make an impact. And then after I get finished doing the character, I would come back and say, "Hey, my name is Pete Key." I mean, Ray Ray had 5 kids by 5 different women.
Oh my goodness.
Ray Ray's girl who gave him HIV, the virus that causes AIDS, name was Hollyonce Lopez. She was a mixture between Halle Berry, Beyonce, and Jennifer Lopez. But she gave him HIV. So I put all these characters together and I would get on stage and do that. And then I would come behind it and motivate.
So Ray Ray went through a lot.
Ray Ray went through a lot.
Here's a question though. Okay, so let's say that you're speaking to a group of people that don't need that particular message. Does Ray Ray migrate or
Ray Ray is forming a different cat. Ray Ray is the dropout bully. Ray Ray turns into the kid that the teachers tried to help but couldn't help. Again, when I go back to the conference I was telling you about where the guy was bending the skillets, they had some of the top speakers in the Southeast.
Right.
So here I am coming up here doing Ray Ray with all these people on this top stage.
And nobody knows you.
Nobody knows me.
Wow.
I'm just helping someone with books at another conference. And she said, "You are so helpful. What do you do?" I said, "I do public speaking." And she said, "I booked speakers for this conference. Would you like to speak?" Never heard me.
Never saw a video. She just,
So I get to the conference and I'm like, "Oh my God, it's like 1,200 people here, 100. I mean, it's huge." And so I do Ray Ray. And this guy, man, Keith Davis, man, professional NFL player, played at USC, been speaking for years. So I get off the stage, he was like, "My brother," he big. He was the one who bent the skillets and all that. So he said, "Man, you gotta come on the road, man. How long you been speaking?" He was just fascinated. He said, "Man, you killed it. Out of all of us, you killed it, man. Where you be? What did you?" I didn't have any business cards. I didn't have. It's just me and my wife. You know what I mean? I think I had the kids. And he said, "Man, I know they paid you good, man."
Oh wow.
He said, "Man, I usually get 10,000 a speech, but I did it for 7,500 since they had so many speakers." So he said, what they give you?" I said, "Man, I got 5, bro." He said, 5? He said, that ain't bad. He thought I was saying 5,000.
You were saying 500.
I was saying 500. He said, "So how far did you have to drive?" I said, 5 hours. I said, "How much was your hotel room?" I said, "It was $100 a night. You stayed 2 nights, you drove 5 hours, and they gave you 500. I said, "I thought it was a lot." He said, "Brother, you have a gift." And he began to walk me through, "Hey, you can get paid to do this." I didn't even know it was, I'm just doing it because I love it and I want to help people.
So then comes the businessman, though.
Then comes the businessman. And so now people booking me, but I'm triple booking, I'm double booking.
So here's the thing, though. Did you start charging as much as that guy was saying?
No, I didn't. I just started saying.
Okay, why not, though? Why not? If this guy who does it says to you, you should charge a lot, so much more.
Sometimes we don't know the value that we have. We don't know our worth. So at the time, I didn't know I was worth more than $500. I didn't know that the value I was given was helping this man. I'm just loving what I'm doing. And so my wife used to always, look, let me handle that. Let me handle that. Well, my wife has a degree in marketing and management from Georgia State. This is what she does in her sleep. I'm attached to the work.
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking that it's as valuable as it is. So she's like, look, why don't you let me handle the business part and you do the speaking? I said, no, I can do it. Because, you know, I'm the man.
Right.
And after triple booking, and we did an event in Selma, Alabama. I'll never forget. And that's when I really thought I was doing something. I said, whatever God put on your all's heart to bless me with will be okay. We drove 4 hours. I had both of the kids with me. I did a 1-hour assembly program. When we got ready to leave, they gave me a card, and inside the card, it was inside of an envelope, and it had $14.58.
Oh, come on, man. Wow. You got a whole family to take care of.
I got a whole family.
You've driven 4 hours. You've taken out of your time. You're doing it for the right reasons. So many people would define that as imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
At what point did you get past that?
Man, it still took me a while, because I realized that some people do the same thing you're doing, but not for the same reason. So then people start putting labels on you. Oh, well, he only doing it for this, or he only doing it for that. Not realizing the sacrifice, not realizing the books you read, the times you, man, you know how many trainings, you know how many certifications, you know how many, Auburn's How Not to Marry a Jerk, the marriage basic training. Man, I got so many certifications. And then you're doing that, and then they say, hey, you know, you telling them whatever God put on your heart, and then you get $14.58. And then your kids are hungry, you're trying to eat. So at some point I said, you know, maybe I should let my wife do it. And then when my wife started saying, hey, this is what it costs, this is what it's gonna be. People still try to call me today, hey, they call my wife. I don't think you can determine your worth and value. Sometimes the people determine it.
Yeah.
But you gotta allow people to be a blessing to you. Cause I was like, nah, don't worry about it, I'm okay. Oh no, you don't have to give that. You don't have to. And then when I started meeting all these people who are getting $10 and $15 and $20,000 a speech.
Wow.
And I'm saying, hey, I know you're locked in, and I know you don't need the interruptions, but just do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button real quick so we can build up subscribers and keep bringing you content like this. Peace. You can really make a living off of this? And the day
so
that
you developed the motto, if I don't work,
if I don't speak, I don't eat.
Got it.
And I realized out of all of that the day that they turned our lights off, it's on a Friday afternoon. We're living at 405 South Chestnut Street, never forget. The lights are turned off. I get home, flick the lights on, call my wife, hey, the light's not on. Take the girls to the park, let me see what's going on. I go down to the utility department. They're like, hey, yeah, you didn't pay the bill. Hey, I got the money now. It's too late, they already turned them off. So because the house was in my wife's and her brother's name, I had to go get the kids while her and her brother go and get and then I had to pay a $200 reconnecting fee, all of that. And so we get home, man, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, all this passion, all this purpose, all of this potential, but they don't accept it at the utility department. They want a check. They want money. So how do you translate and transfer this skill set of helping people? And then I realized attorneys do it. You got people who teach for a living. You speak for a living. You motivate people. You educate people. You inspire people. You push them to do things that maybe they wouldn't normally do. And then you realize that, yeah, maybe it is worth something. And so Going home to my lights not being turned on.
And this was after you traveled and you
I'm traveling
become,
and doing
your
that.
name is your brand.
Yes, I'm doing all of that at the time.
Ray Ray's everywhere.
Ray Ray's everywhere.
Got diabetes. Ray Ray
is doing everything.
Wow.
Ray Ray is everywhere. But yet the money, the passion didn't line up with the paycheck. And once I realized that sometimes you can have passion, but it don't line up with the paycheck.
Yeah.
You got to determine, are you gonna stay where you are, or are you gonna raise your value and your worth? And then it may exclude some people, but yet it may take you in a bracket that maybe you'll be able to go back and help those people that you would help anyway that money has nothing to do with.
I'll be back with another one, but I gotta ask this one because it's almost time for us to be finished with this. This is the last question I have. Who did you do this for?
Wow. Wee.
Now you're telling me
that's a
I
loaded question.
I don't
that's
charge
loaded.
the money. I'm just saying I don't charge all this money. I don't just. It's funny, man, because two types of professions, being a pastor and being a speaker, they don't get the same respect. It's like, why are they getting that pastor all that money? Well, he works.
This
is
hear
what
that
he
a lot.
does for a living.
Yes, sir.
Same thing with a speaker. It's like, well, they don't pay him all that money, man. They don't do anything but speak. I got to go down here and do this. That's your choice.
I got you.
But you were saying, man, you had tears in your eyes or whatever. And I heard the story and I felt it right here. And I feel that your mind and your heart end up combining. And that's where the authenticity comes when it comes to Pete Key, the brand. But man, who are you doing it for?
Yeah, it's I call it the 18 inches. 18 inches is the distance between your head and your heart. Your heart is saying, this is what I was called and placed on this earth to do. And that's what I'm gonna do. Your head is saying, but man, you got to take care of family. You got 2 kids. You got a wife. Your heart is saying, man, my mom, before she passed away at 54 years old, breast cancer, said, one day you're going to do this. One day you're going to travel the world. One day you're going to help millions of people. One day you're going to. So you got your mom in the back of your head saying, man, I'm going to do this. And she passed away. You got your wife and your kids saying, Dad, we love what you do, but man, we got to eat out of this. And then you got the people that you see are hurting. You see the people who need the help. I remember being in Africa. And man, it's the last day. I've been there 30 days, spoken twice every single day for 30 days. It's the last day. I got to catch my flight at 6 p.m. It's about 9 in the morning. They knock on the door. Hey! I say, hey man, what's going on? They said, we got one more school. I said, hey man, you all said that I could go to the airport at 12, that we were done with the school. They said, man, we got to go to one more school. One more, this is a very special school. I said, man, what? I said, okay, man. So I pulled out my Ray gear. I had everything packed. So this is a school for kids with special needs. So they got spinal bifida, they got autism, blind, deaf, you name it. Kindergarten through 12th grade. I'm like, hey, man, how can I do 500 students at one time, different grades, all with disabilities and special needs? And the man said, do it like you did the other one. I said, okay. Man, I do that presentation and I get done. And you asked me a while ago about what was the moment when you realized the impact. And then you asked who was I doing it for. Man, these men stood in front of me when I got done. And he said, I want you to make me one of your hope dealers in Africa. I said, excuse me? He said, I want you to make me one of your hope dealers in Africa. Come. He will make us hope dealers. He's standing, I'm talking like 6'4", big guy.
I could see a scene of Coming to America right here, man. Go ahead. Make you, they desire for
man,
you to
he's
make
standing.
them
He said,
hope
make
dealers.
us hope dealers now. We want to do what you do. And they're standing. Now, this is the only thing in between me and my flight, 23-hour flight.
So you got to do something.
I got to do something. I say, raise your right hand now. I'm about to make you a hope dealer.
What did you tell him to say?
I said, say this with me. Say, I am an official African hope dealer. Say, I will live hope. I will give hope. Say, I will help others. People. Excel. Say, I will have only positive expectations. Say, I am an official hope dealer.
Hope dealer.
Hey, listen, man. if you could have saw them, man.
They were serious.
Bro, they got tears in their eyes.
Oh,
they
man.
Standing like this. I'm standing like this, man, hands raised. And man, it's something happened when I got on that plane and I headed back. I said, man, I'm a hope though.
Yeah.
He said, you're a growth development strategist. I said, growth development. He said, you help people grow and develop strategies to live a better life personally and professionally. I said, I am that. He said, you're going to be the #1 hope dealer in the United States.
And today, you are the #1.
I said, do you realize hope dealer sound a lot like dope dealer? And that was the moment. And when I got back from Africa, man, I started saying that I'm a hope dealer. I started saying that I'm a growth development strategist. I started saying that I can add value to other people, because you can never add value to people that you don't value other people.
Yes.
You know, if you don't value a person, you can't add value. The strongest part of this building, you can't see.
Foundation.
But sometimes the most valuable is not the most visible. And just because you can't see it doesn't mean that it's valuable. Some people feel like they're not valuable because they're not seen. So if I can go in and give them hope and say, just because you feel like you're not seen, that you're not valuable, and say you are valuable and you have purpose and you're not an accident. Because I always say, if your presence doesn't add value, your absence won't make a difference. So how are you adding value to the people around you? So wherever you are, whatever you're doing, whatever position you hold right now, when I was driving that forklift, they called me Positive Pete.
Yeah.
When I went to jail, they said, man, you're not supposed to be in here. When I was on the streets, man, it's a journey. But through all of those turns and ups and downs, man, at the end, man, it's almost like Joseph. And he said, man, what they meant for evil, God meant for good. But whether he was in the pit or in the palace, for the ones who know what I'm talking about, it said that God was with him.
Yeah.
And I just feel like, man, from day one, even when I didn't know what I was doing, man, God was with us during the process. And if he can do it for me, then he can do it for anyone. So if we can encourage somebody with hope and let them know that you gotta have hope, but just having hope is not enough.
Well, there you have it, folks. Mr. Pete Key himself. We are so glad that he no longer does drugs. Gloves off, baby. Gloves off.
It's good, man.
Good stuff.